Hi, this is It's Special K, where I do things my way, and I'm Special K. I know it's been a minute, but I need this not just as a reminder, but so much as a reflection from me to future and from the future to be able to look back on. And maybe this can help someone. So, really quick, um, I just got off work. It's 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Um, I've been having to drive roughly an hour back and forth to work, Tuesday through Saturday, and working overnight um, on Saturdays, uh, training for assistant manager at Taco Bell. So much has happened, but I'm gonna speed it up. Um, so I like this job. In fact, I love this job. It has its moments where it's like, ugh, I hate this. But I mean, what job doesn't, have those little, ups and downs? Well, there's two people in particular who I work with, and I don't have anything against them. Um, I'm sure they could be pretty decent people if they, actually try. And that's no jab at them or anything. But um leading up until today, there's been like back and forth with fake activity. They'll, come around and smile and wave and talk and, catch up and ask, certain things about me. And I'll indulge in conversation, but when I first got this job and I found out that I would have to do training about an hour away from my home, I knew, don't get attached to these people. You're not here to make friends. Learn all that you can. That was my mindset going into this job. Don't know why, but that was my mindset. So off the rip, I get close to this one person and I really liked her. I don't know why, but I did. She's not the only one. It's a few of them that I really like. But this one particular girl, um, we started off pretty cool. And in the midst of that, someone came back from wherever. She used to work there. And she went on somewhere else and she recently came back. Immediately when she came back, I got a feeling in my stomach. I'm like, I don't know this girl, but she's adorable. She's beautiful little chocolate girl. And she would most likely be offended that I called her a girl, but she's extremely young. I want to say 21, 22. But anyway, beautiful chocolate girl. And immediately I get a bad feeling in my stomach. I'm like, what's this feeling? I couldn't place it. In fact, I just brushed it off because I'm like, it could be anything. I'm a Scorpio, so my intuitions are almost never wrong. And I hate to say it like that, but I'm almost never wrong. So anyhow, she's making like little comments and saying like little stuff. And I'm the type of person, I'm gonna look over it. I'm not gonna pay any attention to it. I'm not gonna bother. Uh, I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't care where I'm at. I'm just not gonna do that because I feel like if you're directly disrespect me, don't say anything under your breath. So I'm gonna ignore it. So that's what I've been doing. So I don't know why anger from her is directed towards me. But in the meantime, this girl, the first girl that I got very comfortable with, she's seemed all cool, everything is nice, and she seemed, pretty genuine. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, you can't trust this girl for whatever reason. This was my mindset. It's an older lady. She's a lot older than I am. In fact, she has a daughter about 24, 25, I believe. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to speed up this video because I'm hot, I'm tired, I need a shower, and I am hungry. So, yesterday, I had a little situation regarding my family, and I'm not necessarily ready to speak on that, but we've been looking for my niece, and there was a body found yesterday about the same age as my niece. So in my mind, I'm like freaking out because I'm way in a whole nother state. And I'm freaking out all day yesterday. I'm crying, I'm irritated, I'm sleepy because I got off the previous night at like 10:30, 11, and I had to turn around and clock back in yesterday morning before 8 o'clock. And nobody showed up until like 8:20 to open the door. So I'm having to make up those hours. That's neither here nor there. Okay, moving along. So yesterday I'm irritated, I'm sleepy, but I'm still getting stuff done. And almost instantly I got this vibe from this lady that I grew fond of. And I couldn't understand it, but with me going through so much, I mentally couldn't hold whatever she was talking about or whatever she was upset with me about. So I literally paid it no attention, no mind at all whatsoever. So today, when I found out that I would be working with her, I knew something was going to go down. I genuinely knew. I don't know how, but I knew. And she comes in, she sit down, she's angry, she's upset visibly, and I'm in just like this happy-go-lucky mood. I had 2 blooms today. I'm in this happy-go-lucky mood. I'm joyous, I'm happy. I just found out that the body that I was so desperately hoping that didn't belong to my niece, it wasn't my niece. I'm sorry for the parents who lost their child, but I'm extremely overwhelmed with happiness that it's not my niece. So I'm happy. We haven't found her yet, but I'm happy, because in my mind, she's not dead. You feel me? Anyway, singing, I'm back to normal because yesterday I was, a little down. And today I'm just, back to normal. Happy, moving around, singing, getting the job done, barely sitting down. In fact, I probably sat down one time from 8 to 9. One time. And I probably went to the bathroom 2 or 3 times. None of which were over 5 minutes. Again, that's neither here or there. So about 8:30, 8:45, this said lady, which is the shift leader at the time, quotes, oh, that's the messiness to me, so let me stop. She says, you can go and go home now. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm making up my hours. And she was like, well, you don't need to lead a line. So I was like, you've been sitting down literally since you got here. I went to the bathroom for less than 5 minutes. Drama. So I go wash my hands, sanitize my hands to grab gloves so I can get back on the line. And as I'm doing it, she says, drop something. So I go straight to the walk in, grab it so I can drop it. And as I'm dropping it, she's like, Miss Lisa said you can go home. I just called her. She's on the phone. They're going to fix your hours. And I was like, I haven't talked to Miss Lisa, so I'm not going to do that. And I went back to what I was doing. I say about 10 minutes later, she says it again. She was like, look, you can go home. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And she popped off. And I was like, and I'm not going to lie, I told her, you keep sitting on your big fat ass, your ass, and you're upset because I went to the bathroom and you had to get up and make that order. And she was like, oh, well, you finna lose your job. You finna lose your job. I was like, then it must not be for me. That's my mindset, then it must not be for me. But in the midst of her doing all of that, she calls Lisa and was like, don't threaten me, ma'am. Don't threaten me, man. And I'm like, you're a weirdo. I'm literally saying this. And as I'm saying this, Miss Lisa calls my phone and she was like, look, I don't got time for this. You can go ahead and go home. We'll fix your hours. You don't have to make it up. It'll be okay. I'm like, okay. So I as she's saying that, I'm literally grabbing my stuff and I'm clocking out. I express my frustrations and I get ready to basically leave. And I'm on the phone with Lisa and I get off the phone with her and I'm like leaving the town. And tears were just streaming down my face. I'm like, God, I literally did nothing wrong. I don't understand why is so much hatred coming towards me? Why is there so many, different instances where somebody has no absolute right or reason to be upset with me, but they are. And I heard something that touched me. I heard lights. I said, light? What? And a truck comes and it's dark. So of course the lights are on the car and they were extremely bright. And in my brain, I'm like, oh, I hate when cars do that. I drive a older model vehicle and I'm sure the lights could be a lot brighter with, new bulbs or, like some type of special cleaner or whatever. But I'm like, oh, I hate when lights do that. And immediately there was a car right behind it and they turned their brights down. And I was just pondering on it. And I was like, wait a minute. Why would I be upset that another vehicle with probably better lights than me, a better screen protector for their lights, why would I be upset that they have a better or different model vehicle or they're able to see better? Why would I be upset because of that? And then I thought about the car right behind it, how they cut their lights, their brights down so I could be able to see. And I was grateful for that. And it made me think sometimes people want you to downplay yourself, to turn your light down because they don't shine bright enough. What should I be doing? Or I immediately thought, like, why would I be upset? And nothing but God giving revelation that people are genuinely bothered by other people's light. And it's not anything other than the light that God shines through us. people can be upset about that light. And guess what? There's nothing you could do about it because that's their light. It's their light. I say that to say this is my light, and I'm going to shine bright regardless to what job I'm working, to who I'm trying to be in life. I'm going to shine bright. I'm not going to dim my light for no one. I'm not going to downplay my success and my accomplishments because someone else's light isn't bright enough. The light that God shines through me, that Jesus has through me, I want to shine as bright as I can. It mentally gave me like the insight, and I'm gonna wrap this up because this video is too long. And it gave me the insight that if people are so bothered by the light that I have in me that I genuinely didn't even realize that I had, I genuinely didn't. I do what I was taught, You love people even when they don't understand why you love them. You show up smiling and ready to go to work. If you are a janitor, you be the best janitor that you can be. My grandma placed that down in me. You treat people the way Jesus treats people. Like anybody who's ever met me, ever, they say the same things. So that's a true testament to who I am. And I didn't even realize that I'm really a good person because in the midst of all of this, I apologize. I asked God to forgive me for calling this girl fat because she may have a health condition. She may have depression. She may have like things going on with her to where she can't lose weight. Oh, the sinner in me want to say, you punk bi. But this person that I'm knowing that God wants me to be is saying it's okay. Y'all shine bright. In my mind, the whole time I was saying, you're not finna let this girl talk you out the store. You're not finna do that. And I look back on it now, and I feel like if I was in my word and my Bible the way that I was 2 years ago, that wouldn't have bothered me. As soon as she said something, I would have just clocked on out and left. But it genuinely bothered me. And sometimes you have to go through things to realize how much God has you. And I genuinely believe that God has me now. Something so small like this. But I heard light. Y'all have a good night. I'm hungry. I'm sleepy. And I honestly want to go read my lesson. I want to go read my Bible. So, good night. My light's cutting off. That's God's way. Good night, y'all.